Well, experts have spoken. Who have they talked about? It's Leandro Trossard. And I've decided to really bring out Trossard like this. Leandro Trossard, Arteta's new weapon, and Pep Guardiola's nightmare. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a day. Rokan David is my name, guys. Good morning, and hope you guys had a wonderful night. And here we go onto the Rokani Media Football, and we are not leaving no stone unturned. Now, why have I come out and really said Leandro Trossard, Mikel Arteta's new weapon, and Pep Guardiola's nightmare? Why? These two clubs are now the only ones who are really in the title race. United is out after losing 3 points to Liverpool, dropping 2 against Southampton. They are totally out. So we are left with two teams, Arsenal and Man City. Now, when you look at Pep Guardiola, he knows what Jesus can go ahead and really add to the team of Arsenal. But Arsenal in the January transfer window, went in and signed a player known as Leandro Trossard. He has come out and put in stats that are nowhere near to any player ever since he started playing for Arsenal when he was signed in January. So we're here to discuss all about that. It has been backed by facts from credible journalists all over the world. And we're having Rio Ferdinand. Remember, Rio Ferdinand is a United legend. He played for the team I support, that is Manchester United, and he has come out on several occasions and really said bad things about Arsenal. But this time around, he has gone ahead and really explain to us why Leandro Trossard is the secret weapon to, or the new weapon or secret weapon for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, and obviously a nightmare to Pep Guardiola. Read this out. Rio Ferdinand, while talking to his YouTube channel, and it was quoted by Mail Sport, he said on Trossard that only Saka and Kevin De Bruyne have more assists than him this season. He was the player at Brighton who I was surprised hadn't gone earlier, because every time I watch him, I think he does something in the game. Belgium international. That's what he said via his YouTube channel in there for you. And he's right. This guy does things that are really special and you don't even expect from him. However much he's talented, but the way he plays the game of football, he looks like he's slow. He's not slow. He looks like he's going to go for a shot, but he doesn't go for the shot. Now, you know, it's going to really pan out that Trossard is the best January signing in the Premier League. Do you know why? When you look at the way Arsenal plays, they've been lacking a player like Trossard. Saka, selfish, off the right, attacking side of the midfield. That's why you see to it that sometimes he goes in for assists, right? But most of the times he wants to go in for that shot. Then, when you look at Martinelli, who has been playing as a left forward for Arsenal, he also goes in for shots mostly, but he has some little assists this season. But look at how Trossard created the goals for Arsenal that they scored against Fulham. He was in two of those occasions. For the second and third goals, he would have gone in for selfish effort and no one would have blamed him, because those cutbacks that he puts in are not expected. That's it. By the way, on those 2 occasions that saw him create those 2 assists, I thought that he was going to do a chop back, and then find a pass. But the way he really made that forward run, an extra touch, then he went in for cutback to find, no, for Martinelli's it was a cross on the far post, then for Martin Odegaard's goal, it was a cutback. You get? So it shows you how good this player is, that is unpredictable, and that is what Arsenal needed. You get? Amidst Martin Odegaard being one of those players that create assists, this guy would have gotten himself 5 assists on the day. Remember, he released Martinelli again, and Martinelli failed to score. Even the best chance of the game he gave to Granit Xhaka, it was a one-touch passing, and obviously Xhaka went in with a sloppy pass or a sloppy touch when he was facing the goalkeeper. Leandro Trossard on the night would have found himself with 5 assists, and that's what you get when you have a player brilliant as Trossard. That's why I'm calling him the new weapon of Mikel Arteta, and obviously the nightmare to Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola knows that players like Trossard are deadly. They are deadly. They are deadly because he plays in almost 3 positions, but right now he's playing as a false number 9 for Arsenal. But every time he's playing with Martinelli, chemistry happens. Then Ferdinand continued and said he's doing everything and more of what Mikel Arteta would have wanted from him as a new signing at the half stage of the season. Massive impact. You know, when you see your enemy or rival coming out and really praising a player that you are having, just believe that that player is too good not to admit that he is really good, or is too good to be criticized or put to sword. That is Rio Ferdinand. And Trossard is really tearing up their opponents that Arsenal really facing, you know. And I was one of those people who called for Edin Nketiah to be dropped, for Trossard to come in through and start. You get? Because I know what Trossard brings on the field of play. If Trossard was at Brighton and could score in those goals and create assists, yet Brighton doesn't have players of quality that played around Trossard like Arsenal has, I expected him to explode the moment reached at Arsenal. Why? Arsenal has players of much quality. You get Odegaard, Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, Jesus, Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka. You get? I expected him to explode because this is what was meant for. This is where he's supposed to be, and Trossard is really a very good player, and I think no one doubts his talent. Now, let's go to what Ian Wright, an Arsenal legend, had to say about Leandro Trossard. This is what he had to say about the Belgian international. I think we have to mention Trossard because of the fact he came in when he came in and he wasn't even the first choice, but he's somebody that came in and is ready to go. From the first game to now, he's just got better and better. Now, no doubt about that, Leandro Trossard is one of those players that are going to be remembered in history if at all Arsenal wins this Premier League, that he added a lot to that front line of Arsenal. You know, Arsenal looked toothless when they are playing Sporting Lisbon. You saw that all. Even alongside Bournemouth, when he got out, Arsenal lacked a focal point, because Martinelli thrives better every time he's switching from the left to the middle. But tell him to lead the line, he won't get you the best out of that apex. He won't. Now, if you know converging lenses, you must be having a center forward who is really going to attract the ball to converge on him and give you that hold-up play. Then he releases the likes of Odegaard, Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka because they are fast enough and they are clinical in front of goal. Now, Martinelli can't get you that, but Leandro Trossard, he gets you that a lot. And from the first game he was played, he showed that he's that kind of player that Arsenal has been lacking. So, when you hear Ian Wright saying that he is getting better and better, obviously he is. Why? He played his first game, I think, was it against Everton? I think it wasn't against Everton. It was against Manchester United. You remember the third goal that Arsenal scored was to really get that game from Manchester United because the game was level 2-2. And in the 90th minute, Trossard just got that ball from Thomas Partey, went in for no look to find Zinchenko. Zinchenko goes in for cutback. A flip from Odegaard to Nketiah. But obviously, it was one of those runs that were initiated by Leandro Trossard. Then, after that, he came in through Arsenal lost to Everton. Then he came in through and scored for Arsenal against Brentford. They lost to Man City. Then he came in through against Aston Villa. You get? And he put up an assist against Leicester City. He has 5 assists ever since started playing for Arsenal with 1 goal. So he's putting in assists. To me, I believe Arsenal has goal scorers, but they lacked players to create assists. To me, you tell me that a player who scores very many goals and a player who really puts in assists, I'll go fast for a player who puts in assists because those assists are scarce to make. Most of the players that play in those front positions are really greedy. They are selfish. They are selfish. So if you get a player like Trossard leading your line and is not selfish, you have to go ahead and really pinch a little bit onto your right or left cheek because that's a blessing from God. You are having Odegaard, not selfish, always first looks for a pass before he looks in for a shot. Then you are adding Leandro Trossard. Finished business for Arsenal. That's why I've told you Trossard is a nightmare to the manager of Man City because he knows what a player like Trossard does. He's really deadly. And he's good at really killing off giant teams. Arsenal fans are really worried about Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Guys, watch onto Trossard. And guys, I know one time amongst those games, Jesus won't be taken off, but Martinelli will be taken off to start a player known as to bring in Leandro Trossard. The moment you see Trossard, Odegaard, and Jesus on the field of play, even if it's Liverpool, it will fall on the sword of Arsenal. You remind me when that game is done. 26th April, Arsenal is playing Man City at Etihad. I think around 8th, 9th or 10th, Arsenal is playing Liverpool. You let me know. When those 3 on the field of play, Liverpool will bow down to Arsenal. They will bow down to Arsenal, trust me. So then Ian Wright said the following about Martinelli, that like I've said, with Gabriel Martinelli, you saw him with an Eddie Nketiah. As much as Eddie came in and plugged that gap for a bit, scored some goals, it just got Arsenal to the next phase. That's it. And there is a very huge difference between Martinelli when he's playing with Eddie Nketiah and with Martinelli playing with Trossard. When Martinelli is playing with Trossard, he's deadly. Trossard is a player who makes players playing around him better. Then Ian Wright said, what was happening was people started to work us out a bit because what we found with Gabriel Jesus was he was kind of isolated on that left. Gabriel Martinelli was isolated on that left. When you look at Saka, he's got Ben White coming around. He's got Martin Odegaard coming across. So he's hinting about how Leandro Trossard has made Martinelli more visible and more active because he thrives a lot through the central axis and obviously onto the left. And Martinelli is now finding himself a way of being brought into the game of football as Arsenal takes on any teams. And he's right, because for Bukayo Saka, he has not been in a graveyard shift as Martinelli, because Ben White passes that ball there. Odegaard finds himself playing or leaning out to that side. Then every time Jorginho is playing, he really supplies a lot of balls onto the right side of the field. Hence, Bukayo Saka benefiting a lot from that. But Martinelli, before the coming in of Trossard, he was really isolated. He was in a graveyard shift. He was not being integrated in the team and he looked very badly. Then Trossard comes in through. Martinelli thrives and is really playing very, very well. So thanks to Edu and his team that really scouted this player and is really doing wonders at the club of Arsenal. Now, lastly, let's talk a little bit about the right back situation of Arsenal. I told you, was it my previous video or the first video I did today? I told you that Arsenal is looking at a right back. And why are they looking for right back? It's because they want to see that Ben White is dropped back in the central defense to compete with William Saliba, Jakub Kiwior to compete with Gabriel Magalhaes. Then Tomiyasu needs to be competing with a certain world-class player. With where Arsenal are going, into the Champions League, they need players who have been there and have the experience. Because when you look at the team of Arsenal, I think few of those players have gone ahead to play in the Champions League. Ramsdale has never played in the Champions League. Tomiyasu has never. Ben White has never. Gabriel Magalhaes has never. I think Saliba has never. Odegaard, maybe at Real Madrid, but was not without an impact. So I count him as a player who's never played in the Champions League. Saka has never played in the Champions League. Then Martinelli has never played in the Champions League. So out of the 11 players of Arsenal that start, it's only Thomas Partey, Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus, and maybe Granit Xhaka. Yeah, because the 2016 was at Arsenal. Granit Xhaka, right? So those are four players that have only played in the Champions League. But if you want to get in the Champions League and act better, you need to get in players who have done it before, who know what to do there. Known to go there, very, very green. But the likes of Jorginho will come in through and give you the experience that you deserve into the Champions League. Now, this is the reason as to why I think Arsenal are into this man, because he is really proven and he has just seen his team Inter Milan go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League today after knocking out FC Porto today. Now, we've been told by Peter O'Rourke, he's a transfer correspondent for the Foot Insider. He has told us that Arsenal are among the Premier League sides considering a summer move for Inter Milan defender Dunzel Dumfries. Sources have told Football Insider it's believed Mikel Arteta is eyeing an out-and-out right back with Champions League participation on cards next season. Then Inter Milan are struggling financially and could be forced to accept a lower fee for Arsenal target Dunzel Dumfries than they expected. Sources have told Football Insider that a bid of between £40 million to £50 million could be enough to praise him away this summer. Now, I would like to go out and really add my words onto this. Dunzel Dumfries, he's one of the best right backs in the world. His agent in the January transfer window made a trip to London to meet Chelsea before they had signed Malo Gusto. That means they can no longer go for him. Arsenal and very many other teams. Manchester United, Eric Ten Hag are one of those teams that are interested in signing Dunzel Dumfries, but Arsenal likes Dunzel Dumfries. And that's why they're going for Ferdinand in the January transfer window from Real Valladolid, but that deal never came to materialization. That shows you that the urge for Arsenal, or the appetite for Arsenal to go in and sign a right back has not yet died off. Why? Dunzel Dumfries is proven. Going forward is better than Ben White. Mikel Arteta is in need of a flying right back. That's why he wanted Ferdinand. We look at Ferdinand Ivan and how he plays. He's a flying right back. You get? Look at Diego Dello. He plays like that. He's like a Cancelo and very many others. So I believe this kind of player is needed at Arsenal, and Dunzel Dumfries will be a very beautiful signing for Arsenal, who is going to add a lot to the forward line of Arsenal. He's strong. His crosses are really great. Every time he reaches the final third, he's really deadly. He's very, very, very deadly. And he balances well the offensive and the defensive sides of the game. So I think he'll be a very brilliant signing if at all Arsenal really get him in. But I here come to the start of the end of this video, and I call in for your comments about Leandro Trossard instant impact felt at Arsenal, declaring him the Mikel Arteta's new weapon and Pep Guardiola's nightmare, because Leandro Trossard coming in through has really saved Arsenal a lot, and these games they're going to play, he's really going to make them look more easier. Do you know why? He has fitted now into the team. He's so much used to his players. That's why in the game of Fulham, he comes in through and puts in 3 assists. Now wait, on Thursday, you're going to see what Trossard is going to do against Sporting Lisbon. And on Sunday, against Crystal Palace at Emirates, you'll be here letting me know that Leandro Trossard is the new weapon for Mikel Arteta and a nightmare for Pep Guardiola. So your thoughts on that are welcome in the comment section below. What do you think about Martinelli and how he has come back to life when Trossard is back? And would you like Arsenal to go in for Dunzel Dumfries? Alright, I'm waiting for your reactions, guys. Throw into the comment section. I'll be reading them, and those that really require to be replied, I'll reply them. I sign out for now. See you later. Good morning. I call upon the Holy Spirit to really be with you and guide you and protect you abundantly as it has always done. So guys, Rokani David is my name. Let's see close to 200 likes on this video, and don't forget to subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. But smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. I'm out, my mates. Ciao, ciao.